Thank you all so much for being here. The idea for this session today kind of came from a conversation of just like, wow, there is always so much going on right now. And there's so much going on that we don't necessarily even think about, like as it relates to opportunities to connect with the people that are around us. So this was kind of born out of several conversations. And I'm hoping, like I said before, that this is interactive because we learn the best and we come up with the best ideas when we share. And we have several people on this call that I know have been doing real estate in their own way for a long time. And I think it would be great for us all to have an opportunity to learn and come up with some new ideas today. So first and foremost, shout out to David Bruce for helping me come up with a name for this lunch and learn. I was totally stumped. Words were not, coming to me when we were trying to make it exciting. So thanks, David. And if this is your first lunch and learn with me, you've probably come to learn that I'm usually good for at least one cheesy, like one-liner or some sort of catchphrase that is just straight up silly. And I promise this will not disappoint. So here we go. Yeah, you're here. Thank you so much. I just wanted to start off by saying you could be anywhere right now. You could be showing property. You could be on your couch. You could be doing anything, but you chose to be here. So thank you so much for carving this time out of your day. I hope to be efficient. I'm hoping that we'll be right around the 30-minute mark. But thank you for joining in on this conversation. What we're going to be talking about today is opportunities for connection. So we are entering the holiday season. What is it? 10 days until Halloween, plus or minus. Like it's coming in hot, and then we're going to be full in holiday mode. And there is just so much opportunity around us. And so we're going to be talking about some of the Portside initiatives that we have. And we're going to be talking about what you guys have planned, what is going on in your world, and things that you might not even be thinking about as it relates to how you can connect this to your business. So we're going to be talking gifting, community events and community support, and educational opportunities. So this is where my cheesy one-liners come in. So what we're going to be doing this season is we're going to be creating ICE. What is ICE? Intentional connection excuses. So that is what we are doing this holiday season. So we are taking everything that we are doing where we are externally facing, and we are turning it into an intentional connection excuse with the people around us. So they don't have to be in your sphere. They don't have to be on your newsletter list. Great if they are, but anything and everything that you're doing in the external world is now going to be an intentional connection excuse for you as you move through this holiday season.
Cool.
So before you can ice someone else, you have to ice yourself. So don't forget about connecting with yourself and making sure that you're taking care of you this holiday season. There's going to be a lot going on. And you have to intentionally know what you are going to do for yourself every day in order to stay in your best place, in your best mindset, to be able to really offer something to the people that you're going to be connecting with. So my question to you is, what are you going to do for you? What is one thing that you can commit to on a daily basis that you're going to use as your item, your activity that will ground you and get you ready for each and every day? So just think about that for a minute. You don't have to share. That's kind of personal. And it could just be, what are you going to have available to you to get you pumped up before you make a phone call or before you show up to a holiday party? I have 3 S's. Those are my get pumped things. It's salt water, songs, and sugar. Those are my 3 things. If you need to get me pumped up, it's one of the triple S's. So if you have a notepad handy and you want to jot down an idea, what's going to be your one thing, I encourage you to do it and make that commitment to yourself. So now, after we've taken care of ourselves, we're going to talk about everyone else. So that's all of your people, everyone that you are going to be connecting with. Every initiative begins with the people. If it's just for you, then it's probably not going to go very far. So one of the things that we need to do, and again, we're going to take a minute and think about this if you have a pen handy, is define your who. who are going to be your people that you are connecting with this holiday season. And when I talk the holidays, I'm thinking like, let's get, how are we going to be intentional through the end of the year? So depending on where you're at in your business, it could be past or current clients. It could be the people that run in your circle on an annual basis. It could be your hairstylist, your dentist. It could be the school community that your children are enrolled in. Whatever it is, it's going to be unique to you. But if you don't know who they are, then you won't have that opportunity to be intentional. So take a minute and think about who those people are. And lastly, before we kind of move on and start talking about what some of the opportunities are, I think it's really important that we all take a minute and acknowledge that we can't necessarily come in hot to every conversation. We need to have some go-to sayings or some go-to phrases that allow us to really catch our clients' energy and meet them where they're at. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. There's a lot of turmoil. There's a lot of good. There's a lot of not so good. And we need to, as people in a service-based industry, we need to be able to meet our clients where they are. Connection is the biggest priority of all of this. And if we just come in hot, like, hey, let me tell you all these great things, and they're like, man, I'm not feeling that, it's going to fall on deaf ears. So think about how you can approach your conversation so that you're opening up the conversation and that opportunity for connection rather than shutting it down. All right. So opportunity number one. So again, we're going to be talking about things that Portside has to offer, and then I'm going to be turning over the mic to you guys to share some ideas and for some things that you guys might be doing on your own. So gifting is the first thing we're going to be chatting about. Pretty normal around the holiday season to be talking about gifting. One of the things I love about this time of year is most people, even introverted people like me, are typically more open to both giving and receiving this time of year. So for some people, it's really hard to accept a gift. And for whatever reason, it just seems to be a little bit more acceptable, and it's received on a more open basis when things are received this time of year. So in our gifting opportunities, the first thing we have, of course, is Hops for Habitat. So this is a Portside provided product that you can use in your business. It is a tool that is available to you. If it doesn't speak to you, by no means write this into your plan. But the intention for this was to create an amazing opportunity for you to kind of capture two great opportunities, which is one, a gift that you can give to your client, and two, creating that give back component where we are supporting the affordable housing initiatives in our communities. When you are thinking about how you're going to use Hops for Habitat, this was intended to be a pop-by gift. And that is where ice comes in. Nobody wants warm beer, right? We're going to be serving our beer over ice. So we're going to be using this as an intentional connection excuse to really reach out to the people that we want to deliver this gift to and have those 4-touch opportunities. We talked about this in our office meeting, so I don't want to belabor it too much and have it be just more of the same. But when you are thinking about who you're going to be giving this to, think about how you are going to be intentional with it. So has anyone on this call done the pop-by, Hops for Habitat pop-by? Catie. All right. Would anyone like to share kind of how they have taken this pop-by initiative and kind of made it their own so that they have been able to create these connection opportunities? Put you on the spot.
I'm more than happy to hop in, Catie, and share my experience. So this is one thing I love about Portside is that they do offer this, and it also prompted me to go through my people right before the holidays. This is a great time of year to go through that sphere and add people or take away or whatever. But I created a bunch of touches through this. So I told people that this was happening, and either made phone calls, emails, or texts to those specific people on my list. And that prompted interesting and fun conversations about, their plans for Halloween or the holidays, etc. And then I also use it as an opportunity to actually connect with other Portsiders too, because I helped pack a lot of those boxes. So it was really fun to see everybody. And then I divided and conquered. I went out with another Portsider and we kind of did it together, which was super fun to do, to drive around, and we made sure that our clients were home and we posted on social media about it. So it was really well received, and I'll be doing it again this year.
That's awesome. And when you're thinking about, might be my next slide. Sure is. When you're thinking about who, you might be sending these to, your list is going to look different than the face that's either above, below, or beside you, depending on how your Zoom is oriented. Your list could be completely unique to you. The other way that I've seen these pop-by gifts used is as closing gifts. So you could even be looking out for closings through the end of the year and just saying, okay, this is going to be a great, opportunity for me to deliver this great packaged gift to my client at the closing table. It's one less thing that I, need to kind of organize, and I can put that intentionality behind it. Anyone else want to share anything about hops before we move on? Well, the orders are opening next week, so be on the lookout for that. And just in the meantime, be thinking about who might be a good intended recipient for this gift.
Catie, talk about just for a second with hops, what the 4 touches are, because it is such a great opportunity to not just deliver something, but yeah.
Absolutely. So Emily kind of touched on some of them, but we can just kind of like make it clear. So the first thing you want to do is, like Emily said, make sure they're going to be home. So you want to reach out, you want to call, you want to text them. We're not leaving alcohol by the door. Anyone can pick that up. Nobody wants a lawsuit right before Christmas. So we're going to be using that as touch number 1. And then when you drop it off, you have that face-to-face opportunity. So you're going to be connecting with them in person, gives you an opportunity to, get behind or away from the phone, right? You're seeing them live and in person. Maybe they'll invite you in to check out the kitchen they just remodeled or whatever it is. Post it on social media. It doesn't necessarily have to be at every door, but make sure you're staging something so that you can share this great initiative that you've done. And then you can follow up after the fact and let your client know, like, hey, it was so nice to meet you, or, see you here. Obviously you've already met them. But we were able to raise a total of $10,000. Thanks for letting me stop in, and I'm here if you need anything. Thanks, David. All right. So if Hops for Habitat isn't maybe for everybody on your sphere list, or maybe you want to have multiple initiatives going on this time of year, we are seeing a lot of really great success with LoLo. So LoLo started in the greater Portland area, and what's great about this is that it is an automated system. We're working on York County right now, Mid-Coast, you're next. But what we don't want to do is necessarily just leave this as a set it and forget it opportunity. We are going to ice up LoLo too. So this time of year, you're going to be connecting with your clients. You're going to be reaching out to your sphere or your potential clients. And this is a great time, if you're getting ready to set up LoLo, to make sure you have the best email address for them. Hey, I've got this great program I'm running this year. Is this the best email address that I can send this to you? Be intentional with your connection. I have this thing for you. I cannot wait to share it with you. Can I get the correct information? Any, after the facts, if you're in Greater Portland and you have set up LoLo already, how are you using those gifts as a way to personally connect with your client? We saw great success with that initial gift that went out in October, where clients were actually reaching out to agents directly. But what can you be doing to reaching out to your clients after the fact to see how we can connect the dots? Is it anyone doing LoLo on here right now?
I'm just working on setting it up. I haven't done it yet.
Awesome. And if you run into any roadblocks, Natasha is like a LoLo wizard. She is literally a magician. She can help you get all that stuff together. Make it easy.
Easy peasy.
And that's like $1.25 or something like that a contact? Or what?
$1.25 a
Yeah.
contact. Yes.
Yep, and they get like a $8 to $12 whatever ice cream cone or beer or whatever it might be, right?
Exactly. Yep. And so you as the Portsider, you get a heads up a couple days before the gifts goes out. So one of the things you can do to personalize it is you can personalize that message. So you can make sure it really resonates. It's coming from your voice. People can tell, hey, it was Catie that is sending this gift out to me because she knows that, you know, this is the best ice cream spot in town or whatever it is. So it does give you that personalization opportunity.
Catie, Shannon's asking if there's a minimum purchase.
So it's there is a minimum amount that's charged. I think it's $30 and some change. So I think the way it works out too is you need a minimum of 25 contacts.
25. Yeah.
Yep. In order for us to hit that minimum amount. So yes, that would be the monthly minimum. And you also can skip months too, where if it's something that comes up that just doesn't speak to you, or maybe it's just not in alignment with what you want to be promoting, you can pause and skip over that month.
I'll say that I did it last month and I got a ton of wonderful feedback from my clients. I did it to 25 people and had a great open engagement. Like people opened the email and got lots of texts and emails of people who are just really pumped about it. So
Awesome.
That's
the other
awesome.
thing you can do is you can switch out the 25 each month if you're
cool.
organized enough to have a different spreadsheet of other people. So if you don't want to gift everybody every single month, you can rotate your lists through.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
That's really good feedback. I didn't realize that. One thing I did learn this week too is you can have multiple lists for different regions. So let's say you have some targeted clients in, you know, York County and in Cumberland County. If you want to separate them so you're really gifting in a region that makes the most sense to them, you have the ability to do that.
And for those who haven't been on the LoLo training, again, it's $1.25 for each contact. But even if they redeem it and it's $12, it still just costs you $1.25. So I mean, it's kind of a
Exactly.
no-brainer. Yeah.
And guys, sign yourself up, get the gift, you know, just see what
Like
see what your clients are getting and see what that experience is when they're going to redeem it as well. It's, I think, a great way to just like make sure that this is in alignment and that you have that full experience and you know what your user experience as well. But this is, you know, in Greater Portland right now for this holiday season, LoLo is available to you. You can sign people up and they will start receiving these monthly gifts. Like it's such an easy way to offer something at a time when, you know, everybody can use a little love in their inbox. And if it's not in your region yet, use this opportunity, the time that you're connecting with people, to make sure you have the most updated information so that when it's ready, you can offer them these gifts as well.
So Catie, how does that come through on your email? Does it say, you know, this is a gift from so-and-so, or does it just say it's coming from LoLo? So just to know what to tell people to look for, because, you know, you get like 3,000 emails a day and.
Yeah. So it comes from you, and I'm sure it's
Okay.
a masked email address. It's probably a bunch of letters and numbers and an @ you know, it's not going to be like Catie@portsidereg.com. I would assume that's how most like automated systems work, but it's going to have your name. And I believe the subject line and the message is what's personalized.
Okay.
Maggie's
It also
not.
has a picture of yourself. So when they open it, they'll see your regular headshot and it
Oh, okay.
will be familiar to them.
Just a billboard, just all Catie.
Just what everybody wants to see when they wake up in the morning. Woohoo.
I know I do.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So LoLo is another one of those gifting options that's available to you that's provided by Portside. One more thing that's coming up that Portside's providing, I think that's it in the gifting realm, is holiday cards. So these are an example of the holiday cards from last year. The 2023 holiday cards will be provided soon. They'll be available before Thanksgiving. We're targeting that early part of November. So my recommendation to you is we are going to ice our holiday cards this year, which means we are not going to wait until the last minute. We are going to look at our calendars now, and we are going to time block so that we can use these cards as a way of really connecting with the people that we're sending them to. So whether you use the Portside cards or your own holiday cards, it doesn't matter. Just having a generic message on the inside, it's not enough. Use this as a way to go that extra mile, put a personalized message in there. Whatever connection you've had with this person over the past year, reference it. If you followed them on social media, do a check-in, see what's new with them, reference it in the card, make it intentional. It's not going to take you a ton of time, but it's going to help you take it that much further. This is another great opportunity for you to just be checking in with your lists. Again, when we're thinking about our who, are all the people that we want to mail to, do we actually have their addresses? Are they the right addresses? Do I still have their address from last year when I sold their house? Be intentional when you're checking in with that information, and also be planning ahead for the annual report. We're going to talk about that a little bit more, but when you're thinking about mailing, the holiday cards are pretty affordable. It's an affordable way to get it out. Annual report is a little heftier, so you want to make sure that you have the correct information that you're sending it out to. Oops, I can't see my own words.
So
All your pretty faces. So personalized gifting. If you have an idea, you don't have to just use what Portside's providing to you, but you do have to come up with a plan. I chat with so many agents. You guys are brilliant idea creators. But if there is no plan, you're going to have all these great things, all these great items, and they are going to sit on your desk until next holiday season because you won't have a plan to get it into the hands of the people that you want to deliver it to. So the first thing you should start with is what you're going to use. We highly recommend supporting local businesses whenever you're able to. Sometimes it's not possible, but if there's something that you have found to be really cute or fun in your community, there's this little shop and they have these cute things and you want to turn that into a gift, by all means do it. But don't forget to personalize it. I'm not saying you have to put a giant sticker of your face and say, call me when next time you want to buy or sell real estate, but having some sort of subtle branding on there, whether it's a cute tag or a sticker, is what's going to make that, marketing component for this gift and help connect the dots to what you do every day and this gift that you're offering its intended recipient. The other thing I will say too, when you're thinking about your plan, it doesn't necessarily have a space on this slide, is find a way to be accountable if you are not one of those people that can just go from start to finish all by yourself. So maybe that means you are partnering with an agent in your region to kind of divide and conquer. You're going to buy something in bulk and you're both going to do it. And you have two different groups of people that you're going to be sending these out to, kind of like Emily said with their Hop-bys. Two agents came together, they delivered them together. It offers you that little bit of accountability to make sure that you're getting all of the pieces done. Because the most important thing is to get it into your client's hands. It will look beautiful on your desk, but it will look a lot prettier on their desk. Does anyone have any ideas of personalized gifting that they have done over the last year, or maybe something they're planning on doing this holiday season?
I'll jump in.
Oh,
Go ahead. All right.
Nope, you.
No, I was going to say a couple things. One idea too is, and I just think it's a best practice just to make sure we're thinking about people in our database and we're not leaving people out, is just to always have your database, your sphere of influence just printed out and sitting on your desk, and it's obviously we want to have a database and have everything documented because, I think it's something like 250% agents are more efficient, 250% if they have a database and do more business. But just having that out there, and you'll be surprised, of how many times you'll end up forgetting about somebody maybe you worked with a couple of years ago. But really between now and the end of the year, we got Halloween. So whether it's taking them a pumpkin or whether it's I'll sit outside in front of my house in my Portside garb and I get a ton of trick-or-treaters coming by, and I usually have a cooler full of beer for the adults and a a little real estate report just showing homes sold in the neighborhood for the year, but just being intentional. So that's, that's a way to connect. I do pies around Thanksgiving. I'll do hops for, hops for habitat. Even if you're not doing something like that, even if it's Thanksgiving, it's picking up the phone and it's like, it's icing them, right? It's just calling them, it's reaching out. So, and then we get into December and there are all kinds of other holidays. So it's just using that reason to call people and connect with people. And as you're delivering, any sort of pop-by gifts or any sort of gift, if you're not doing real estate reviews, a lot of times when I take pies once a year around Thanksgiving, I take a real estate review with them as well and give them that. So it's great if you do them alone by themselves, but also, hey, use that pop-by gift as an excuse to deliver a real estate review. So just a few brainstorming ideas there.
Love that. Thanks so much, David. I want you, and made me think of two other agent initiatives that I've seen around me. So one of them is, there's an agent down in my area where she doesn't send holiday cards at Christmas. She picks a random holiday because everyone's getting mail with their holiday card at Christmas. I think last year she did 4th of July. She just found really cute cards that, it was something different and it was just a nice, like, intentional way to say hello. So you don't necessarily have to wait. You could send out Halloween cards if you wanted to. That would be kind of cute. The other, I don't know if anyone from the Bassett team is on this call, but they have gifting like down pat. So they have little tags. And when they see something cool in the community, they find a way to buy it in bulk and they get their little tag on it. And it is handy so that when someone, pops into their world, whether they're looking at their sphere list, which they've also mastered visibility of, they have something readily available. It's not necessarily the same thing that everyone's getting. They've got jams, they've got notebooks, they've got candles, they got all kinds of stuff. And I'm not saying you need to do something elaborate, but having something on hand too. If you have 30 people that you're intending on doing a personalized gift for, buy 40, because 10 more people that you didn't think of are going to show up in your realm of real estate world, or just in your personal life between now and the end of the year. Just have something ready that makes it easy for you to deliver a little
Katie,
cheer.
I am on. It's
Oh,
Grandma.
there she is.
Hi. Yeah, we went to a couple of different local places. We had a candle scent made. It's like the Bassett team candle scent. And we had big ones made. We had small ones made. And we got to make, like, we went together and we made them and we got to choose what the scent was. And that was really fun. And then we had Vistaprint do a bunch of notepads that have, like, some are Cape Porpoise, some are over by Gooch's Beach, and they're aerials, and we give those out all the time. And people are always like, oh, I saw I use your pad all the time. Do you have any more?
Yeah.
So, and those are
They don't
cheap,
just give them out. You have to be a past client or something like that.
Yeah,
so if you want
definitely.
their special scent, you need to buy or sell with the Bassett team.
Yes.
And
And
it's
the
a good,
small ones are always like, we give them to them when they list so that, like, their house smells good when we show it, or, but yeah, it is nice. We have baskets full of them and we actually need to replenish. But I also want to say what Katie said is, last year we bought cranberry jam to go with Thanksgiving, and we never gave them out, and they expired, as Katie knows well.
Oh, no.
I've got
So,
2.
yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Katie took 2. I have 2 too.
So you got to have a plan. You got to know
Have a
how you're
plan.
going to get it out of your inventory and into the hands of your clients. Otherwise, you kind of end up cooking with a lot of orange marmalade. Thank you so much for jumping in there. All right, what's next? So community support. So I think gifting, in my opinion, is probably the more obvious way that we can be intentional, but we have so many other things going on throughout the year that we can be intentional with. And one of the things that I think we forget about sometimes is the community support and all of the great things that we have going on. So first and foremost, tomorrow, Small Acts, Big Impact. This is an event that we can ice for sure. So whether you have a client that's going to this event, or if you're just going yourself, you can pull a piece of information out of here and use it as a reason to call somebody on your client list, somebody that works in the nonprofit space. It doesn't have to be real estate related that you're connecting with someone. You might hear from someone, Ray at Maine Cancer Foundation, and just be inspired by what they're saying. And perhaps you know someone else that works in the nonprofit space and you just want to reach out and thank them for all the work they're doing. Find a way that you connect with a community event like this. And make that connection. If someone pops into your brain, I'm going to challenge you to just pick up the phone and call them, or see if they'll meet you for a coffee. Try to get away from text if you can, even though sometimes that's the best thing you can do, but make it intentional. If you think of someone, reach out. So this is tomorrow. You can still sign up. You can still have your people from your sphere show up as well. It's going to be an amazing event. The gift drive. So Catie and I were chatting about this a little bit before this meeting started, but we will be bringing the pop-up gift drive back. But this year we're going to put it on ice. We're going to get a little more intentional with the pop-up gift drive. So ways that you can use this. This isn't just a giant banner in front of a couple of our offices. It's an opportunity to help people see that there's a huge need, you know, beyond what they might be seeing like right in front of their doorstep. So ways that you can be intentional with this, you can shine a light on the nonprofit partner, which will be launching middle to end of November. All that information will be coming out to you. So you can help bring that, you know, full circle, provide awareness around that nonprofit partner. You can invite your sphere to join in. You can create an opportunity to go and collect gifts. Hey, I know last year you were talking about how you gave to this organization. Wanted to just let you know that we're doing a gift drive too. I'm happy to come and pick up those gifts to make it easy for you if that's something I can help you with. I heard somebody last year, this was a great idea, and I don't know why I didn't think of it. Use it as a topic of conversation. So we get those lists, right, of all of the things that people need. And usually we have target age groups. Who do you know that's in that has kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews in that target age group? Hey, I'm trying to figure out what the heck do I buy a 13-year-old boy that they're going to enjoy for Christmas? I'm doing this gift drive. What's your son asking for Christmas? You know, you can use it as a topic of conversation. You were the first person that came to mind. So there's lots of different ways that you can, participate, but I'm going to challenge you. Don't just participate. The gift drive is not just a box to check off. It's a way that we can be intentional with our connection to our community and also bring our sphere into that awareness as well.
I really love that idea. Making the phone calls.
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Seriously, what does a 13-year-old boy want? I have no idea.
Right. Yeah.
Someone text me.
I like that.
I have no idea. So community events, Portsiders, you do everything. You're everywhere. You're sponsoring things. I see our logos on all of these various events. How are you showing up in your community this holiday season? There are so many different ways that you might be showing up that you don't even know. You could simply be attending a tree lighting. You could be delivering meals at Thanksgiving time. You could be handing out candy, like David said. How are you showing up? Think about one way or one twist you can put on your presence in your community this year and make it a little bit more intentional. Do you have your Portside logo on? Do you have a Portside winter hat? I know I need to order one, Natasha. Hopefully we can get an order in before Christmas. But there are so many things that you're already doing that if you just think, how can I make a deeper connection through my participation in this? You will see an exponential return. Even if it's just, icing yourself and checking in and showing up ready to be in connection with other people, you will notice a big difference. If you want to take on a community event, or you want to plan or participate in a client-centered event, a client appreciation event, you want to sponsor something, invite your fellow Portsiders in your community to see if they want to do it with you. Again, that accountability piece is huge. It helps you get from idea to seeing something all the way through. And whenever you have more than one brain in the room working on something, it just makes it that much more meaningful. And the intentionality just automatically explodes. If you have any ideas or you have an idea that you're trying to turn into a reality, reach out to your AR, reach out to marketing, reach out to the person that sits at the desk next to you, and just find someone that you can try to hash out this idea. Does anyone have any ideas of things that they're doing this holiday season? I know we have a couple of agents down in the Berwicks. They received an opportunity to sponsor a craft table for kiddos in Berwick. And so they're going to be showing up at a holiday event down there the first week of December, and they're just pulling together a kids craft, and we're finding a way to put some super subtle branding on it, but we're going to be bringing people in to put this together, no cost, just high visibility. You know, the focus will be on everyone being branded, having the table nice and branded. Everyone's going to know who we are. It gives us presence in a location where we don't necessarily have an office, but we have a lot of agents there, and we do a lot of work there. So little things like that, we are just pulling together. I think it's 3 or 4 agents that are going to end up participating, a couple volunteer shifts, and it will have a nice big presence at this event. So that's just one idea of things that could pop up and to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, and I think when you do something like that, it's really leveraging it as much as you can. I mean, that gives you that ice, that reason to call people and have a conversation. If you are doing something in the community, call 30 people. And it's almost like coffee's on us. You may call them and invite them, and only 3 or 4 of them may show up, but that's okay. It gave you the opportunity to have a conversation with 25 or 30 other people. And that's really how to optimize and leverage anything like this, or so much of the stuff that we've got at Portside.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I don't think I've mentioned yet, and we'll talk about it a little bit more in the next couple of slides, is the whole reason why we're diving into all of these different options. It isn't so that you do all of them. It's so that you can find something that appeals to you or excites you, and you can use it as something that helps fill your cup this holiday season, something that fuels you and your excitement and your connection with the people around you. The intention isn't to be like, all right, now I'm going to create my own Pop-by gift, and I'm going to do Hops for Habitat, and now I'm going to do a community event. That's not the intention. It's just to find a way that speaks to you to connect with your people. Next up, education. So how many of us think about education as a reason to connect with our sphere? I don't. Maybe it's just me. But every month, we have this whole laundry list of amazing educational opportunities on here. I should have put myself, because this is obviously the best lunch and learn of the year. And everyone is going to get something out of this one. But we have all of this stuff going on, and we always have an incredible number of Portsiders that are present on these. And each and every one of us, I think, shows up with the intention of learning something. I know I do. So we're going to have a training challenge. There's two things that you're going to get out of every training. One is to learn something for yourself. Duh. The second thing is we're going to put it on the rocks. We're going to ice it up a little bit and figure out, what are you learning that will benefit your clients? It could be something as simple as, hey, I just learned that Pop-bys are going to be available, so I'm going to start figuring out when they're free. Or when you go to that small acts, big impacts panel tomorrow, who comes to mind? I am going to challenge you every single time you sign up to show up to something, time block 30 minutes after that, and plan to make 3 phone calls. There's got to be 3 people that you know that can benefit from some piece of information that you have either learned or discovered from whatever it is that you're attending between now and the end of the year. Company-wide meeting. I'm sure there's a stat. It could be something we're doing, something we're hosting. It could be an event. It could be a continuing ed class. You just learned about, I don't know, something scary like water quality or deeds or something. And it might make you think about, like, hey, remember that water test that we did at your property 3 years ago? I've heard it might be good to do another test. Do you want some resources? Whatever it might be, use every single thing that you are putting in your calendar as an opportunity to connect with someone outside of, the people in the room. That's doable, right? So the other education thing, it's kind of the flip side of it. If someone asks you, how's the market? Every single time I talk to someone, hey, how's real estate? It's great. Rainbows and butterflies, baby. It is an opportunity for you to be the one educating. So if someone asks you, how's the market? How's real estate? How's business? That is first and foremost, an invitation for a real estate review if they own property. So seize the opportunity, ask them questions about why, get inquisitive. What have you heard? Tell me more about that. But also they ask you, how's the market? Put them on your annual report mailing list, whether it's an email that you're sending it out to them or a hard copy. If people are asking about real estate, make sure we're getting real estate information into their hands so they don't go to the Google. You are a much better source. So last but not least, and then I'll stop talking and I can turn it over to you guys. The whole reason why we have all of these opportunities and why we've created this Lunch and Learn is so that you can find a way to make this season fun. I think most people find the holiday season fun, but not everyone does. So pick one thing that is exciting to you, something that you're like, I'm going to try this year and see what I think about it. The other thing I want to say is it is okay. In fact, you should embrace being a little uncomfortable. I have a hard time calling someone and letting them know that I'm going to be stopping by with a gift for them. I find it weird. I like the element of surprise, but that's not necessarily the most effective or the most intentional way for me to get something into someone's hands. So that's an okay way to be a little uncomfortable. If something on one of these slides doesn't align with you, if it's not part of who you are, or if it's not something that works for you, by all means, that's not the kind of uncomfortable we're trying to get. I think everything you need to do obviously needs to be authentic for you. And the other thing I want to just kind of emphasize is these are all ideas with the intention that you can put your own spin on them. So you can make them a reflection of yourself. Make sure you're finding that accountability component, whether it's, signing up for hops and we're going to tell you when you have to pick them up and we're going to keep bugging you to pick them up until you do. That's some accountability. Or if you need to buddy up with someone, reach out to your AR, reach out to your office mate, whoever it is. Hey, I'm doing this. I'm letting you know, because if I don't tell someone else, it's not going to get done. Make sure you have that accountability because that's where the reward is too. When you're connecting with people, that's the reward. And don't forget to have fun, because real estate is so fun.
That it is.
Any ideas that have kind of come up for you guys, or is there any takeaways that you guys have from this conversation?
I just think there are just so many opportunities to connect with people. And, we do so much on the marketing side. And I think it's just important to remember, marketing creates that awareness, but it's our conversations that, that really drive the business. It's a connection with people. And while, some of us are more comfortable reaching out and making those calls and different things, it just makes it so much easier when you do have a reason to call, or that ice, as Catie was saying. And, from now until the end of the year, so many opportunities just to either pick up the phone, call somebody, wish them a happy Thanksgiving, take them a pie, take them hops for habitat. I mean, it's just never ending. And it's such a fun time to be creative with what you're doing.
Absolutely. And I think that reminder too is, people are in the spirit of like receiving too, like it's an easy time to be a giver. And that always, I think, helps make it a little bit.
I love that you throw out all these opportunities, because I am not creative. I don't have a creative bone in my body.
So that's okay too.
So it helps to have all these ideas that I can, feed off from.
So the other thing that I want to share too is like, it's okay to not have an idea, but just have an intention. Like if you're like, I want to do something, but I don't know where to start. That's also where like the internal ice comes. That's where we're going to start intentionally connecting with some Portsiders that we know are likely to also want to do something, and see if you can create that like collective think tank and come up with an idea. And obviously, it can be just you and your agent relations manager, or you and the marketing team. Another plug, don't hesitate to use Agent Concierge if you need a little special something to make it branded and unique for whatever it is you're using or whatever you're doing. They can help out with that as well. Just don't wait until the day before. You want to get it out.
All right, I know we had to spur some ideas. Somebody's got to have an idea or a plan for something between now and the end of the year.
I mean, I'm just gonna go down through all of these and see what works the best for me.
That's perfect.
Um,
And let me know, if something comes up, and I would love to, create an opportunity to continue to share some of these ideas too, because we are so geographically spread. You can do the exact same thing as someone else is doing, and
Right.
no
I
one.
have a couple ideas.
Go, Eric, go.
Yeah, so the current idea that I'm doing is, and I've already shared this with David, is that if I'm not able to actually get in touch with my clients for their real estate reviews this fall, I'm just attaching their real estate review to a pumpkin and bringing it by and dropping it off. So that's my first wave. My second wave in November is, and I think it's a pretty good fail-safe that everybody has Apple Crisp around some period of time in November. So I'm going to get a whole bunch of those ice cream scoops and talk about getting a scoop on the market as I do those drop-offs. And those are more geared towards my neighborhood, which they see me all the time. They see me out in the neighborhood. They see me in my community, but I haven't really pressed hard on what I do as my career. And so I thought this would be a fun way to kind of do that and have a little gift to be dropping by that I don't think anybody's ever going to turn their nose up to. So those are my 2 October, November ideas.
I love that. Thanks, Eric.
And I'm sorry I sound like I'm in a tin can. I've got an awful cold.
Oh,
Aw.
I think you sound great.
Eric, for sharing, if you were here, I'd give you one of my full-size Hershey bars that I give away at Halloween in my front yard. But in any case,
Thank you, David.
We love the ones that give away the full-size stuff,
That's right. That's how David gets his repeat customers.
right?
They'll keep coming
Yeah.
back.
it's
Or
all
the
about
beer.
all about the chocolate or the beer.
Awesome. Well, thank you all again. It's not lost on me that you guys could have done anything over the past 48 minutes. And I really appreciate you spending time with me and, sharing some of these ideas, being open to receiving new ideas. And I 100% want to hear from you. If you don't know what you're doing and you want to just kind of talk through like, well, I go to this parade and I want to do this. Like, how can I bring some intentionality to it? Reach out to me, reach out to David, reach out to Emily, reach out to Dava, call your, office mate, whoever it is, just open up the conversation and be open to being just a little more intentional this holiday season. I guarantee it's going to help fill you up. It's going to bring you joy. And eventually I know it's going to bring you business, whether you talk about real estate or not. That intentionality is what it's all about.
And thank you too, Catie, for taking time out of your day. I know you're super busy, so we appreciate that.
I'm here for you guys.
Before we go, I just want to share, I just ordered refrigerator magnets that have the branding and my face and my contact info. And then it's the calendar one. So it's like all the calendars for the year. And I got that idea. It feels like sort of a generic idea, but I had seen on a post on Facebook that is a group of agents from all over the place, and people were sharing their good ideas, and they said that they get so much good feedback about those magnets and that people are, expecting them each year and love them. And so I decided I would just give it a whirl. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Maggie, do you send those out with your Christmas cards, or do you?
Yeah,
just
I'm
send
going
them
to this year. So
Yeah.
from the same company, I was able to get a card and an envelope and the magnet that all fit
Perfect.
together.
Yeah.
So
You're in the office, so
I-
you get a chocolate bar.
woo,
What you get for being in Brunswick.
my lucky day.
Where did you get those from?
I ordered them from, hold on one second. Let's see if I can tell you the name of the company. One second.
While she's finding that, it always makes me chuckle when you go into a showing and you see a real estate agent's magnet on their refrigerator and it's not their listing agent. So those magnets work.
Mm.
People find information of value and they stick them up. I mean, if I were the listing agent, I would kindly ask them to remove it, but you know.
Yeah, right. I bought some
So
of these cute
the
little
com-
things. I saw Ashley Rolfson did them. She had them at the Cumberland Fair. They're so cute. They're little, it's a little, wait a minute, hold on. Where's my camera? Okay.
Are
we're
they
here.
like gratitude things?
A little thing like that. It says smile,
it's
and then you open it up and it has a little quote on the inside.
Love that.
So kind of a
That is
cute little
good.
thing to either put in a card or
Yeah,
just have in your pocket to pass out to somebody.
love that.
So the
What's your
company is called trulyengaging.com.
Well,
So
some nice clean marketing there, making
Yeah.
sure it's clear.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, guys, I'll leave this open for another minute in case anyone else wants to share any ideas, but thank you all so much. And I hope you guys have a great rest of their week. And I hope you're all able to attend the event tomorrow. I think you're going to find lots of icy opportunities in there.
Awesome. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks, Katie.
Fun.
Thank you, bye.